So the good thing about Bonebreaker is that he comes in pieces. The only thing you have to break open is this clamshell that houses the treads, and it's held by these clips. So if you break those clips, don't worry, it's got these pegs that also hold it in. Plus there's pegs that cross to hold it in with the other half. Now for mine, I'm going to take apart the headlamps. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm doing it because I will be putting in some lighting. Fiber optics is what I'm going to be putting in here. But you can just pry these open with a flathead screwdriver. Very, very simple. The whole thing comes apart very easily. You really don't even have to heat it with water or a hairdryer. It's just prying open some of those pieces that are clipped in together. But if you feel safer to do so, then go ahead and heat it up or put it in some water. You don't have to boil it. It's not an egg. It's just plastic. A little bit of heat will soften that plastic. Same thing for the other half. You can see that I did break this peg, and it's no big deal. I just drill it out and put in a new peg. But these other pegs that cross in the center will actually hold it in just fine. So the nice thing about this figure, or this portion that we're working on, it's actually forgiving. So the next thing to do here is to add some lighting. If you're going to add any lighting to your vehicle or your figure here, this is the time to do it before you do any painting, because the more you handle it, the more you can ruin the paintwork. So I have already pre-drilled this to add my fiber optics. I've got my leads going in here on the right and the left, and I've attached my LED. And actually it's a lighting kit. It's already set together as far as the wiring. It comes from evandesigns.com. If you want to purchase one or individual lighting, you can certainly do so. These switches are also individual, or they can come with the coin cell battery holder. It's all up to you how you want to configure it. And it all hides in the empty compartment that is in the back of the vehicle. Now painting this vehicle is going to be totally up to you. You can do a black wash, you can do a brown wash. This is a military style vehicle, so it has really the potential to go all out as far as weathering, or you can keep it as clean as you want. Now there's a lot of details here that are missing, so if you paint them, you'll just enrich that look of the vehicle that much better. This plastic is actually really nice. It stains really well with the black wash, so you don't need a lot. Just a little bit goes a long way. It actually stains the plastic really, really well. So those details are really gonna pop. Now, it's all gonna depend on how much paint work you want to do to this. So I did do the work to the actual paneling and also to the wheels. Now as far as paint being used, that's going to be totally up to you what brand you want. So long as it's an acrylic paint, you'll be doing just fine. If you want to use shoe polish as a black wash, that's fine. It works just really, really good. So long as it combines well with any of these plastics. Now you can also use the rub and buff, which is also in different colors. There's a black, there's a silver, there's a gold, and it all works really well. However, the silver one will give you a metallic polished look, so that looks really good on these metal grates, or depending if you want to use it as a weathering effect to make it look like there's bare metal underneath that green paint. Now keep in mind that if you want to seal all of your work, you'll also have to use a sealer that is going to be compatible with those acrylic paints. So I'll recommend the Liquitex, and that one comes in a matte finish. It does come in a gloss also, but I prefer myself the matte finish. Now if you want to go a little more expensive, you can seal the whole thing in Mr. Super Clear. It's like $14 a bottle. Very small bottle, but it does a great job. However, remember, it is expensive and you will need ventilation when using it. So as you may have noticed, I did use a combination of dry brushing and I did use my airbrush. But those two techniques together gets you this type of a result. Again, it all depends on how much work you want to invest into this plastic figure. But the results can be really, really dynamic. So for the connecting torso piece, I decided to get rid of those plastic hoses. And I've got this metal hose that goes to the, well, it's actually meant for Gundams, but I haven't used it. So this is a great opportunity to do this. So I've cut them off. I've replaced the base with some styrene tubes to give it a bit more base to hold onto. And I've drilled into the actual base. Now I'm going to glue them in place. And I'll do the same with the plates that are on the sides that connect to the other side of the tube. You'll see the finished look in a moment. And of course, I went ahead and also decided to tackle the engine itself. Now you can do whatever you want with the engine that you have because it does leave it open for a lot of detailing. So let's take a look at the before, and this is it. There's nothing there. There's no lighting, there's no paint, and I don't even have the other parts yet. So while I was waiting for the other parts to show up, I added the lighting. And it does make a difference if this is something that you like. However, there's no paint on this yet. Let me show you the final result. It looks incredibly different. I don't have the rest of the pieces yet, however, I kind of don't need them and I really don't miss them. I really enjoy the figure just the way it is. When I get those tanks in, yeah, it'll be complete. But I want you to see the dynamics of just the expressive hands without having any guns in there. It really makes a difference having more gesturing hands. And then of course, yeah, you've got some more accessories or weapons and you can put them in the gun hands. But take a look in just a moment how it looks with the Vulcan hands. It looks pretty dynamic. I like the fact that you can move that torso back and forth. The glasses are removable. The arms are very mobile. So you have a lot of play value. Here's the engine, totally decked out. It looks so much better than just the gray plastic. And the hoses around that torso piece that holds them in, they look a lot better than those tiny little pieces of plastic. It looks so much better now. Enjoy the rest of the clip. Keep in mind that the algorithm is run by likes, comments, and subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it. If you have and you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. Now, whether or not you are a returning subscriber or this is just your first time, let me know if you learned something today or if you even like this figure. Once again, there's so much more coming and more to share. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. We'll see you here next time.